Many blessings, beloveds. I am wisdom, and you have entered into the mother's womb, where divine nurturance of a new creation takes form. Only the love of the Most High God resides in this space, and all those whom seek rebirth are welcome. I am your intuitive guide with messages straight from Source itself. Though I hope our messages reach and touch every soul, there is a force that creates an energy of resistance. And with resistance comes along confusion within oneself. So, with that said, please do use discernment and trust your own intuition as you tap into this message. Also, do take the time out to like, share, and subscribe for more content. Welcome to the womb. Peace, everyone. I hope you are having a glorious day. A day filled with love and peace. I'd like to give thanks to the Most High God, Mother, Father Divine, Holy Spirit. I am grateful this day to have risen again in the light and in the image and likeness of God. And so, as I know that the Mother and Father, Holy Spirit is present here, I welcome you all into our sacred space. Have a message on my spirit that needs to hopefully reach whoever it needs to reach. There's a lot going on in this world, and a lot of people are waking up to who they are and to their destinies and their purpose in life. There's so much restriction when it comes to people being able to freely be themselves or speak, act, be who they choose to be without other beings becoming offended or in a sense victimized because their lack of understanding and or ability to use discernment or have self-control, self-discipline, self-awareness, the ability to check oneself before deciding to go and point the finger at someone else because you may feel a type of way, And so I understand that a lot of people are going through this situation where, you know, they are living in the light, they are doing what they need to be doing, they are staying positive, they are doing their daily cleansings and, you know, everything you can to, you know, be with God and make sure that you're vibrating on high frequency, in love, vibrating in peace, and in, you know, kindness and gentleness, understanding, you know. So, yeah, I can speak for myself, knowing that my ability to have self-control and I want to say a neutral way of being. I would say God is neutral, right? You would have to be neutral in any real circumstance where, when it comes to you being able to discipline yourself, when it comes to having to interact with other people that lack discipline, right? Being able to trust your intuition and move the way that is of, you know, your best interest. Being able to in general just have that balance where there is no judgment, there is no victimizing, there, whether feeling victimized or you're victimizing somebody else, or, you know, holding yourself accountable for your own holding yourself accountable for your own choices that you've made or the way you feel. So many times we try to point the finger at someone else, you know, because of the way they made us feel. And it's like, hold on, wait a minute. So is that person in control of you? To the point where your emotions, your thoughts are in line with feeling some sort of way because of someone else? Or are those emotions actually yours? And this person isn't, or those people aren't really per se doing anything to you. You've actually created a situation within yourself, but you're pointing the finger. You know, we've all gone through, you know, a situation like that. And so I just I think that everyone holding themselves accountable for how they feel is important, because you cannot go around in life trying to point fingers because, or create a situation that really isn't there, you know? So for the women that are out here, you know, really being positive, taking care of their family, you know, doing what they have to do, if they are married or in a relationship, staying loyal, you know, and then you deal with these external forces that may give other people the impression, even your spouse, your family, friends, whoever, this impression that you are not so great. Like, you are not, there's no way that you can be so pure. There's no way that you can be so positive and actually just love and be free to love, and, you know, really not want to deal with no drama. And everything that you say is actually the truth, and you're not making up stories, you're not lying, you know, and you live your life with integrity. And then you have these external forces, whoever they may be, that try to project onto you their insecurities and their lack of self-discipline. You know? And so how do you address these people? That's what I was talking to God about today. It's like, how do you address someone who is, like, you know, projecting onto you lies and telling you that, you know, what you're saying isn't the truth because it doesn't sound right, even though it is the truth, or trying to make you out to be something that you're not, that you can't be this. How do you deal with that? How do you go on, you know, having to constantly feel like you're defending yourself all the time against people when you're actually just really a good person? You really are just that dope. You really are just that loving. You really are just that sanctified, is what I hear. You know? And they make you out to be like, oh, or they try to keep you in your past, how you used to be, what they think you are, what they think. None of it's true. They don't know you, especially if you've grown and you've become of a new creation and you're rooted in, you know, love. And you actually live in the spirit, and you really just, you about that life. You about that God life. Being godly. The only way to be godly is to be loving. Because God is love. Light and darkness. Yes, you have the ability to walk through the shadow of the dark. You know, being the light. But, or having to be dark if need be, but you live in high vibing energy. Like that's where you're at. And you find yourself being attacked for no reason. It's kind of funny because, like, God's just like, be the truth, be yourself, be who you are, and continue to live that out. You know, don't allow other people's projections to diminish your growth, who you've become. Not knowing that not knowing that you can see them coming with the bullshit. Pardon my French. If you're sensitive, shake that demon off. Anyway. You know, it's just, I can just feel this energy in the air, and it's just like, it's kind of, it's funny because you gotta laugh at the devil because you can see it coming a mile away, and you know what's going on. You know, you just know.
What's the password for the cable bill? Forget all your passwords. Bill Pay on the TD Bank mobile app keeps all your bills in one place.
Yep. They trying to figure out the passwords of becoming great. Self-discipline is required, my friend. Anyway. It's like, I think I want to pull some cards. It's like, you know, isolation and waking up, especially if you're on this journey of awakening and healing. The devil likes to creep in to disrupt, be narcissistic, and you can't allow anything to disrupt your peace, to disrupt your growth. It doesn't matter who, what, where, or when. If you are really trying to better yourself and you are really serious about living as God has called you to be, being vigilant and understanding that there are some beings that are just not on your level. You know? And I find it that you will end up in isolation. as you travel on this narrow road, you will find yourself in isolation. Because when God is prepping you, so is the devil is also throwing arrows. Trying to diminish every step you know God has helped you through. Or you know that God has carried you through and continues to be there with you. That horn was confirmation. God is always with you, especially through your darkest times. And the more you trust in the God that lives within you, Mother and Father, Divine God, the Holy Spirit, you will come to find that you're never alone. God will give you warnings about the devil's arrows before the arrows are even thrown. It's up to you to, be able to maneuver. How much self-discipline do you have? How much trust and faith do you have? Will you have success going into the unknown? We cannot allow people to try to come in and close these doors that are open for us. Especially when you are walking in the Spirit. There are going to be daily challenges, and I feel like, isolation and its sacrifices, sometimes the sacrifice is being alone and not actually having anyone. Because those that you have, you find that they've somehow, somewhere have been a part of keeping this perpetual state of lack in place. Like, you're trying to grow and heal and have daily practices and do things to keep you protected from these dark entities, these dark forces. You're spending time with Spirit, trying to grow your abilities if you have. any, which we all have abilities. If we were all created in God's image, right? Abilities. We all have abilities. But why not? Why live in a state of suffering and not grab hold of our abilities, harness our abilities, live with God, that from whom our abilities have come from? Why live in a state of suffering where the devil makes us believe things within ourselves that is not true? To the point where, because we are uncomfortable, we go and cast that out on other people and say, no, you're doing this. You did. Yeah, I don't believe you. No. Why do that? Lack of self-discipline. Lack of the ability to have self-control. No one has control over you. You have control over yourself. It's you and God, or you and the devil. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. And so the devil brings suffering. It brings confusion. It brings deception. It creates lies, trying to form separation. It does not want to see you loving. It just wants to bring you down. Why live your life daily in the underworld with beings from the underworld surrounding you, when you can have God, where there's good intentions? There is no good intentions in the underworld where there's suffering. Only the devil is bringing you suffering, not anyone else. So projecting your inability to live in the spirit where there's peace, because within the spirit there is God. Where there is God, there is spirit. The fruits of the spirit is love, gentleness, kindness, peace, joy. And everyone has to awaken to the fact that The spirit realm is real. And it is a battle out here. When you're trying to live for God, the Bible says you will be persecuted. You know, because of me, Jesus said, God said, you will be persecuted. You know? It's like, okay, we got a karmic. You know? Drama. Drama bound. Crabs in the bucket mentality. It's what I'm talking about. Where you're trying to live in this healing energy, in this loving, peaceful, vibrant, high frequency. You trying to grow and, you know, become this wise leader. And you got people against you. You got people against you, you know, for no reason. Well, we know the reason. It's the devil. But rather keep you stuck for no reason. Thinking that you're somebody that you're not. Projecting you to be somebody that you're not. As if you got skeletons in the closet. When you're really out here being the best version of yourself. You're really about this life. You're a hermit. You've set your boundaries. You're focused on everything positive. You're focused on your money, whatever, your stability, love, whatever the case may be. And you have these people out here that, if you've spoken to them and told them, like, listen, I cannot deal with this. You gave them the warnings, like, I don't know what to do. Like, if you are somehow triggered by the things that I do, then there's really no need for you to be around that person or them to be around you. If somehow, your greatness triggers them. You've warned these people. You've told these people, okay, well, I'm gonna cut you off. Like, I don't have time. I'm gonna start blocking. And it's almost as if I keep saying I don't understand, but the only thing that really truly comes to me is that it's the devil. The devil comes to kill, steal, and destroy. The Nag Hammadi talks about parasites within one's mind being beings being controlled by other entities, which stops them from being able to have discernment or being able to have self-discipline. That these beings are kept in this non-believer kind of energy. Like, I can't believe that there's no way that you are who you say you are. There's no way. There's no way. Just projecting. This non-believer energy where it's like, belief is a tricky thing because it has to do with you. Nobody can make you believe them. It is up to you to trust that they are telling the truth. If you don't believe in them, you don't believe that they are so great, if you don't believe that they are so good, that's your issue. It's not that person's. It's not your issue if people don't believe who you are, what you are, how much you've overcome. It's not up to them. Who cares? Right? Who cares what the devil says? You're going to laugh in the devil's face. Because it's healing time. It is healing time. Nobody wants this crabs in the bucket mentality anymore. Why deal with people that are going to be against you? You might as well just cut them off and just be a hermit and live your life alone. Spirit's like, and add me in. You know, live in the spirit, in love. Be that earth angel that you are called to be, whether you have to do it alone or not. Unfortunately, women, you know, a lot of us out here, we want our counterpart. And you know, you don't want to have to go through life or live out your destiny, your higher purpose by yourself. You want your counterpart with you. You want people, whether that's your spouse or, you know, whoever that is dear, you want them to be with you. You want them to trust in you. You want them to believe in you. You want them to have faith in you as you give that to them. You want that in return, right? It's only fair. It makes sense. It's not nonsensical. It's sensical. If that's even a word. But you want to be able to live in the truth and know that when you speak and you are telling the truth, they believe you. That's not hard. Why do you gotta have to be dealing with drama and chaos when you bring something, when you say something to somebody and they're just like automatically against everything you have to say? And you're actually the truth. Tell me, is that their issue that they don't believe you? Or is it yours? I say it's theirs. Because you cannot make someone believe in you. You cannot make someone have faith in you. You cannot make someone trust you. You cannot make someone thank you for being so great at that being that great and there for them. Isolation. What you learn in isolation. And when it's just you, God, and the fucking devil. Learning how to trust in God, have faith in God, and call on God for help, for peace, for backup. Because somehow everyone is against you. You were forced into isolation, and now you don't know if you want to come out. Isolation and its sacrifices. Giving up people that you love. Especially if, they're unhappy. If they're unhappy and you can't force anyone to be with you. You cannot project and expect that person to just automatically accept what you're projecting. Living your life in honesty. You're telling the truth. You're being so authentically real. You're the Empress. You know what you want. You know how to carry yourself. You know that you are a goddess and a god all in one. Mother and father. Well, I hope so, anyway. These commitments that you've made, you've done so in truth. You've been truthful. If it is a lover's thing, you've been committed. You've been pure. You've been honest. You've been helpful. You've been the go-getter. And you find yourself feeling like, what for? Where do I go? Where do I go? Just stay focused on the positive things. That's where we go. We don't fall short just because other people have no idea what they're doing. They don't know that they're being used by the devil. They don't know that you've seen the bullcrap coming a mile away and that you were already prepared. God already prepared you. Stay focused on the positive things, the positive aspects of life. No matter what anyone tries to, project on you and say, no, no. Everyone has free will. If they don't want to use their free will to check themselves, they can't come check you. Because what you're going to do is what spirit would do, and that's going to laugh in their face. Especially if you're pure. And it's like, why would I get upset because you don't know how to control yourself? And you are making me something that I am not, or trying to, accuse me of things that are untrue. Creating stories and lies and just this toxic energy that the devil feeds off of. Why do you have to deal with that? No. If they don't want to believe you, they don't want to respect your truth, then keep it to yourself. Keep it concealed. But don't allow nobody to keep you in concealment. As far as you keeping your truth to yourself, so much so to the point where you're not speaking your truth at all. No. When I say keep it to yourself, I'm not saying don't speak your truth. I'm saying there are times and places, and if there is an in particular person that just is too stuck in their ways, then just leave them to be stuck in their ways and they'll figure it out. But don't force your truth on them. They don't want to believe you, then they don't have to. That's them. But don't allow them to make you feel like you really out here doing some trickery shit when you're not. Call on divine intervention. Call on God. Ask God to help you figure out a way. Ask God to help this person get a clear mind, gain self-control, self-discipline, self-awareness, so that they're not projecting negative energy onto you. And really just creating something that is unnecessary, to be honest. Yeah. Just distractions from you being at peace, from you growing, from you elevating, from you awakening, from you being with spirit, from you and being high vibrations. It's just a distraction. People and their projecting. That's why in isolation you find yourself by yourself, because it's easier that way. You don't have no drama. You don't have no drama. You can grow with spirit and see things the way that they are as you see them, and not be forced to see things somebody else's way when they don't even want to, let alone believe anything you say. How can you see it their way if they, it's kind of like a one-way relationship. If this is a commitment, you're supposed to be in service to one another. Not this constant, especially marriage. Like, I find marriage to be a sacred thing. And the marriage is between the spirits, not between the flesh. But as you are in this flesh body, living around these flesh beings, you are to hold your spouse in high honor, in respect. There shouldn't be an issue with communication or it be a one-way communicating. No. God is mother and father. It's not just father and lady bow down. No. That's not how it works. Whatever role you have in your relationship, whatever gender, great. Okay? I'm just speaking in general terms. If you are offended, that is a demon. Go get that off you. Back to it. So, you shouldn't feel burdened when you go to speak to someone that you gave your life to, or someone that you are in a relationship with. If you feel burdened when you go to talk to them because you already know that they're going to come with some low vibrational energy that's just going to try and disrupt your way of being in that time present moment, it's like you shouldn't have to feel that way. As if every time you speak to your partner or whomever, they feel like your truth is not the truth and you scheming. You're just a whole lie. You're just a liar. You're just a no good, dirty down. It's like you cannot allow anyone to try and project their negative energy onto you, whether you love them or not. Period. That's not fair to you, especially, like I said, if you are living with integrity, that if you are living in truth, if you are living in righteousness. And you are actually out here, you know, in harvest, healing, trying to bring balance to your life, to your house, to your family, to your purpose. Nobody wants to stand convicted 24/7, especially if they're innocent. And you shouldn't have to take that if somebody is doing that to you, ladies. This is a revolution, right? Revolution for the spirit, for God. We're not going to allow these dark forces to think that they can control who we are, what we say, how we feel, what we think. We're not going to allow them to project that stagnant, stuck energy onto us. No. We're going to focus on our healing. We're going to focus on being the earth angels that we are. Clearly, this is the message for you earth angels. The spirit realm is rooting for you. Those who love you, your ancestors, the angels, God is rooting for you. You have become enlightened, free within yourself. You're out here trying to enlighten people, to help them become free. You're out here being the one, the truth, the truth. Living your higher purpose, trusting in your intuition. And then you got these non-believers in you walking around as if, you know, they're justified for their behavior, for their lack of self-discipline, for their projections onto you. And somehow you are to blame. No. We're not allowing that. No. We're going to tell the devil to go sit down. We're going to laugh at it. And we're going to tell it to go sit down. Exactly. These karmics, whoever these people are, they will do anything they can do to get you out of your positive energy, your high vibing energy. I mean, look around. What's going on in this world? That's why it's important to trust your intuition as you walk through your higher purpose, as you walk through this narrow road with spirit, with God. Allowing God to have your back, divine intervention. You know, staying enlightened, knowing that you are the truth. Knowing that you have backup, you have people rooting for you, whether that's God, the angels, your ancestors, your passed over loved ones, whatever. But don't allow anyone to take you out of this Hierophant energy. You are the Hierophant. That is your energy. There is no lack. There is no need to hide or lie or be out here in the community being something that you're not. This is you. And whether they like it or not, oh well. They can go about their life or they can get with the program. Whether these are past lives, karmics, or people that, you have past life relation with. Nevertheless, it doesn't justify the constant attacks, So, isolation and its sacrifices. Sometimes you have to sacrifice yourself and just say, you know what, Lord, I put it in your hands. Do as you will. And really just disconnect from everyone. Sacrificing what you thought you had and giving it away. And saying, you know what? I know who I am. I know the truth. And I'm done allowing other people to speak my truth or to act as if they know my truth. If my truth confuses them and they don't understand it, then that is their issue. That's what Spirit has to say, right? We done with the toxic back and forth. Go check yourself, because I'm not going to sit here and feel like I have to defend my truth. No, you can take that toxic behavior and go fix it. Go deal with that demon that is projecting insecurities, that is in control of your judgment to the point where you can't even discern enough to have even self-discipline. It's time to continue to live, project light and love. It's time to level up. And if the people that you love and trust the most somehow don't love and trust you enough, then sometimes it's best to let people go, especially if they don't, if they're not going to work on themselves. If they're going to continue these same old behaviors, this drama-based way of thinking, lacking self-control, then take a detour. It's time for a detour. Who knows? They need to take a detour. Because why do you have to uproot yourself because of their egos, their envy, their jealousy, their hate, their lies, their pride? Why? They can take a detour and go sit down and go work them demons out. Because clearly there's an imposter, a parasite that is within them that doesn't allow them to have the ability to even trust your truth, or trust in you, or believe you, or whatever. Don't allow anyone to disrupt your peace. Especially if they haven't been around you in years and they're projecting you out to be something that they no longer even know you. They don't even know you anymore, because they it's been years since you guys been around. People change. Well, I would hope people change and elevate. I know I've changed, I've elevated. So no one that has been away from me for years can make me out to be nothing. Anything that I am not. Nothing that I am not. They can't. They can't project onto me, because I'm going to call them out on it. Because that's what my spirit says. No, you're going to hold yourself accountable. You want to project on me? No. I don't have to allow it, and neither do you. Okay? You don't have to allow anyone to try and treat you like you are not the ace boon coon. Okay? That you are not out here manifesting a beautiful life with God, with love, at peace, really, walking through this time and space, accepting your fate, surrendering, knowing that your purpose is of high authority, and that you don't have time to have these people trying to come around and close these doors that you opened for yourself. Nobody opened them for you. You did it alone. You've been in isolation, away from a lot of people. You did this. They can't come in and close these doors. They can't take God away from you, even if they tried. No matter how big their ego is. Continue to stay joyful. Be excited. Live in excitement. Optimistic. Be the goddess that you are. Don't allow anyone to diminish your accomplishments or your self-worth. You out here being, reserved, not laying down with anyone, saving yourself, being a good mother, daughter, sister, whatever, wife, girlfriend. Continue to be you. Continue to be beautiful. Continue to live your truth. Live in healing. Have this reunion between you and your higher self, God, Mother and Father Divine, Holy Spirit. Know that you are divinely protected. And it doesn't matter what they project. Doesn't matter the juju that they try to conjure up to try and close your doors. This too shall pass. Continue to stay focused. Spend time in spirit. Continue to heal. Live your truth and honesty. Trust your intuition. Have self-control. Continue to do God's will. And know thyself. You will be blessed with people that will accept your truth for who you are. You don't need these false practitioners. Them and their juju. Trying to stop your fate. You don't need that. Magic can also be just a form of speaking words. You don't have to conjure up anything. Believing in these negative things that these parasites speak through you in your mind, believing that and falling for it is a weakness, and it's a sense of magic when you project that what you feel onto somebody else. And then create them out to be this, not of the light. Put it that way. Not of the light. Not of good. I encourage everyone to continue to awaken. And as you move through this darkness, dealing with these beings that live their life in darkness and unfortunately need more time to get it together, because it's not your fault that they don't have it together. Okay? It is not your fault that these people are going through what they're going through. It is theirs. We all are in control of our own life. We all have our own free will. If you are using your free will to heal and actually live what you preach, and they're not, that's not your issue. That's theirs. So they can't put that on you. And you don't have to accept it. You don't have to accept that darkness. sometimes being alone is the best thing that you can do to protect yourself from other people's demons that they try to throw onto you. No. Hold on to your demons and work through that demon. Because I already worked through mine. So you have to work through yours. I'm not going to work through mine and yours. No. That demon doesn't belong to me. So I return back to sender. I'm going to pull a self-care card. That friend. What is your friend whispering to you within your ears? Are you using discernment? Be as good a friend to yourself as you are to others. As you walk through this journey of healing, it's important that you take care of your own self. It's important that you know thyself. Yes, you can love everyone and be in this light, high vibing energy, but everybody's not here for you. Me, I find myself alone a lot. I have had a lot of people turn their backs on me because of their own egos, because of their own judgment, because of their own lack of self-discipline. I've learned being my own best friend, being with spirit, I can't go wrong. You can't go wrong either. Move. As you move through this narrow road, be at peace. Don't allow anyone to interrupt your peace. Where there is peace, there is healing. A long walk is good for the soul. Get outside and allow Mother Nature to lift your spirits. Go spend time with the mother. Let her nourish you and bring you peace. Help you on this healing journey. Give you some advice. Seek advice when it comes to dealing with other people. You will find security in the spirit, in mother, in father. True security comes from having a reserve of time, space, and energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. Be secure in who you are. Doesn't matter who says anything, who doubts you, who doesn't believe you, who's confused by your truth. You walk in the light. You live your truth. You be the greatest version of yourself that you can be. And don't allow anyone to cast their negative, nasty energy onto you because they are stuck with the devil and they don't know how to get out. You be great and love yourself. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being with us here at the womb. Peace.